かわいそうYokoso, Mina-san. In this video, I'll be breaking down all the Japanese from the manga Yotsuba. Last time here we were picking out what kind of hanabi, what kind of fireworks we are going to start off with from the ones Asagi bought everyone. So nice. And we're just starting off, no words. Yotsuba is firing off her little fireworks, but everyone's having a great time. But then we're having a little conversation with mom, and we are having our first words to translate here for this video. So as you can probably see, I've just added the notes in down below me so you can follow along as I break everything down. And of course, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask them down even further below in the comments. To get started off here, we have mom saying, Asagi が買ってあげたんだって?珍しい。金ないくせに。So first word we have here is Asagi, which is her name. So she's talking to her. And then ga makes her the subject of our sentence. Katte is a te form of cow, which means to buy. So it would usually have an u here, but to change it to its te form, that gets swapped out with this tiny tsu and a te. And that te is just being used to link it to our ageta, which is the past form of ageru, which is to give or to do something for someone else. So with that dictionary form, there would be a do here, and to change it to past, because it's ichiran, all you have to do is switch that do to this ta, that's it. And for this form, this te is linking this cow to this ageta, and that's giving that the extra meaning of doing this verb for someone else. You're giving this action, you're doing this action for someone else. So Asagi is buying something for someone else. This short for no, which adds an explanatory tone. And this date is I hear or they say. So he's saying, I heard that Asagi bought the fireworks for everyone. And then thisめずらしいis like, oh, that's unusual, that's rare. So it's so rare that you bought something for someone else. And this is the reason down here. Okane, meaning money. Nai is to not exist. And kuseni is even though or in spite. So like in spite of you being broke, you bought something for everyone. It's so unusual. And next we move over to Asagi's response. お金は半分トルコが出してくれた。So, お金, money again. Wa makes that the topic of this sentence. 半分 meaning half. Torako is her name. And then ga makes her the subject. And then this 出してくれた. This is very similar to this te ageru. Because te ageru is to do something for someone else. And then this te kureta is to receive something from someone else. So Torako like did this for me. And what Torako did was to dashite kureru, which is to pay for or to foot the bill. And this dashite is coming from dasu, which among other things can mean to pay for. And that's being changed to its te form. So the su that would be here changes out to shite for dashite, which again connects it to kureru, which is to give. And this is in its past form. So that do here just changes to ta. So very, very similar. This do changes to ta for its past form, and this is in its te form. So same difference. So like, as for the money, half of it, Torako gave to me. She like paid for it on my behalf. But Torako is not too into it. She's like, 出さされました. So this is a lot. This is the same dasu from here, just in a significantly different form. So that dasu to pay for, it's first being changed to its causative form. That's to make or to let someone. It's to make right here. She was forced to pay. So for that, the su that would be here changes to its a base form sa, and you would add on a new su. So we still have that su ending. But when we go ahead and conjugate it to the passive form, that means it was done by someone. So it was done by Torako, who was forced to do it by Asagi. And for that new su that would be here, again, it's being changed into its a-based ending. So that su again changes to sa, which is why we have this sasa. And then you would add on reiru. For at this point, we would have dasasareru. And after that, we are changing it to its polite form. So that's one way we can know that Torako is more speaking to mom than she is speaking to Asagi. She'd probably be a little bit polite. And this must form is only adding politeness. That's all we're doing here. So the do that would be here gets swapped out with mas for dasasaremasu. And then one more thing, we are not done, but we're almost there. We're changing it to its past form. And for that mas, we do it the same way you do a godan su ending. That su becomes shita. So it's a bit of a ride. Thanks for sticking with me. So we go from dasu to dasasu to our dasasareru to our dasasaremasu, all the way to our dasasaremashita. Which just means she was forced to pay. And moving on to something not quite so difficult. Saki's back saying, 四つ葉のクローバーをもらったからね。お返しよ。So 四つ葉 is four leaf. No is linking that to clover. So 四つ葉の clover is a four leaf clover. O makes that the direct object, so this verb is acting on our four leaf clover. It is being moratta, which is the past form of morao, which is to receive. To make that form, you would usually have an u right here, but that godan u is being swapped out to a tanitsu and a ta. So what happened, I received a four-leaf clover. She got one from Yotsuba as a gift. And then kara is like marking the reason as because, and this ne is a request of confirmation, so like right. This okaishi, it was a return gift or return favor, and yo is just emphasis. So altogether, because we received a four-leaf clover, this is our return gift, our payback. So mom pipes up. ああ、そういえば、アサギも子供の頃、私に四つ葉のクローバーくれたことがあったわね。So here this is just and then そういえば is like reminds me now that you mention it. Asagi, her. Mo, also. And 子供の頃, kodomo is child. No is linking it to koro, which is time. And together, kodomo no koro means childhood. So like also when you were a kid, it reminds me of that. So next we have watashi. Ni is 2 or 4. And this yotsuba no clover, 4 leaf no clover. And then kureta is to give. And that is in its past form here. That ru just changes to a ta because it's ichidan and easy. So kureta, it was given to me. And this koto is essentially making this action into a noun. So we can then make it the subject of our sentence. And then atta is to exist in its past form. So that would be aru in its dictionary form. And that do, because this is a godan new verb, new, it changes to this tiny tsu and a ta for atta. So that did happen. And this wa is kind of a feminine emphasis. And then this ne, again, that request for confirmation. It's like, right, that happened. So altogether, it's like, now that you mention it. Also, when Asagi was a kid in her childhood, there was a time when you gave to me a 4-leaf clover. Yeah, I remember that. And so we're having our flashback. This is baby Asagi. お母さん! お母さん! Oh, she's so precious. Tiny baby Asagi. お母さん, ほら, 四つ葉のクローバー見つけたよ。So this, nice and simple because she's a nice, sweet little child at this point. Before things went bad, no. So she's like, Mom, look. Yotsuba is a four-leaf, no linking that to clover. So our four-leaf clover. And then mitsuketa is the past form of mitsukeru, which means to find or to discover. And to make that nice and easy, the ru here just swaps out to ta. So I found it. And yo is emphasis. So yeah, like, Mom, look, I found the four-leaf clover. It's right here, yay. 四つ葉のクローバーは持ってると幸せになれるんだよ。So, 四つ葉 four-leaf links that to clover for our four-leaf clover. Wa makes that the topic. And this 持ってる is the teiru form of motsu, which means to hold, to carry, or possess. So when you have that magical little clover, this will be a tsu godan ending here. So to turn it into its tei form, that tsu swaps over to this tiny tsu in a tei, and then you would just add on iru for the teiru form. But you also take off that i to make it more casual. So that's motteiru or motteru here. And then that just means you're doing that action. You are possessing that clover. And then to is if. So if you have one, shiawase is happiness. And then ni links that to nareru. So you like will become happy. But this nareru is also the potential form of naru, which means to become. And that potential means that like you're able to be happy. So that ru here changes out to its a base ending re, and then you add on a new ru for our nareru. Then nda is just adding on the flavor text of like that's the expectation, that's how it is. The explanatory no and da here, and then yo is just nice vanilla emphasis, which is like the same as this exclamation point, really. A lot of things that come at the very end are just adding some flavor, adding some emphasis, or some little extra meaning. So for this, if you're holding a four-leaf clover, you will be able to become happy. Or so it has been said. Oh my gosh, she's so happy. Oh, she's so happy now. Poor Asagi. お母さんにあげるね. So, お母さん again, mom. Ni is two. And then ageru is hageru in its plain dictionary form. No past here for once. And then ne here, adding some emphasis, that request for agreement. I'll give it to you, yeah? Sounds good? So like, I'll give it to mom. Right? Okay? No, mom. No. Don't go down this road. Oh, we begin to understand why Asagi is the way she is in our not so sweet little flashback here. So mom responds. それはアサギが持っていなさい。私には。So this is それ is that. Wa makes it the topic. Asagi, Sasagi, little kid. Ga makes her our subject. And this 持っていなさい is the ていなさい form of motsu, which is again to hold or to possess. And we're first going to make that to its 持っている form, which is doing that, which is possessing. So again, that su changes to a tiny tsu and a te. And then you add on iru for 持っている. But then that do just gets swapped out with this nasai. Because with the iru, that iru is essentially an ichidan verb, so you conjugate anything past that the way you would an ichidan verb, which is just swapping out the ru with nasai. So nice and easy. And this is a firm but polite command, so a very mom grammar to be using here. So it's like, oh, as for that thing, Asagi, why don't you just hold on to it? And then watashi is me. Then niwa is like as for, in regarding. So like, as for me, ... No. かわいそう。No. いつつばを見つけてきてちょうだい。いつつば What? So we have this itsu here. The yotsu from Yotsuba is 4, and this ba just means leaf. So it's literally 4 leaves. But here we have itsu, which is 5. So 5 leaves, a 5-leaf clover. And o, this is the direct object marker. So we're acting with this verb on this noun, this 5-leaf clover. We're gonna mitsukete kite it, which comes from mitsukeru, which is to search for or to find or discover. It's like go look for one. And that's a ichiran ru ending. So here we're first changing it to its te kuru form. So for that ru just changes out to te, and then you would add on kuru for mitsukete kuru. And that te kuru here is meaning to go do that and come back. Kuru can mean come back. But we're also changing that to its te form. Here we're essentially just conjugating the kuru part, which is actually an irregular verb. So to make this kuru into its te form, it's kite, and you just have to memorize those. And that te form is linking it to chodai, which is please do for me. We're seeing a lot of like giving and receiving verbs here today. And like before, when we had this te form, for this shodai, before an ageru, before a kureru, it's kind of modifying this to add on this extra meaning of please do this as a favor for me. So please go search for and come back for a 5-leaf clover. And poor Asagi's like, 5 leaves? What? I don't know. Those exist. So mom is not going to explain why she wants a 5-leaf clover instead of a 4-leaf one. いつつばのクローバーは気分がアップするというわ。So, いつつば again our 5-leaf, and then no links that to clover, so our 5-leaf clover. Wa makes that the topic, so I'm gonna ask for that. 気分 is economic fortune, luck with money. And then ga makes that our subject. And apu, that's English. That's why this is in katakana. And actually clover is also in katakana because those are actually English words. And katakana is usually only used for either English words or to add emphasis. And you can kind of compare them to hiragana, which is maybe a little bit more flowy, and kanji, which are insane. Next we have suru, which is to do. And to is the quoting particle matched with iu, which is to say. And wa adds some feminine emphasis. So it's like it's said that a 5-leaf clover will increase your luck with money. Oh no. いつつばを探してちょうだい. We once again have our いつつば 5-leaf. O, direct object. We're going to act on this 5-leaf with our 探して, which is the te form of sagasu, which is to search for or to look for. Very similar to our mitsukeru from before. And again, same exact form. We're just attaching it to chodai with that te. And that sagasu, that su, go down verb, just swaps out to shite here. So same thing again. We have please search for a 5-leaf clover. Then oh no. She's so panicked. She's looking through all the little clovers. お母さん、一つばないよ。お母さん、お母さん。かわいそう。No. So, お母さん is mom. いつつば 5-leaf. Nai is to not exist. There isn't any. Yo, emphasis. There aren't any 5 leaves. They don't exist. Was that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9. Pero casa, mom. Mom. So sad. No. I feel like we have revealed some of the mystery behind Asagi's dark past. 黒い歴史! And I'm sorry to leave it on a sad note. No, but I'm going to end it here for this video. We'll have to come back next time, see how poor Asagi's doing. Probably fine, she's fine. But oh man, that's so sad. But I hope that you enjoyed. I hope you maybe learned something. And if you did, please drop a like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. またね